Hey everyone, so I've seen this kind of video a couple times recently, the singing a song 8 years later or 10 years later, and I was like, oh, that's a cool, fun idea. And then I saw Melinda Kathleen Reese do it, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. So thank you for the inspiration, Melinda. I have a song that I recorded 10 years ago. It was a cover of Not Alone from A Harry Potter Musical. I did it the fall that A Harry Potter Musical premiered on YouTube, so that's 10 years ago, 2009. And in 2009, I was a junior in high school. So this recording is the first time that I actually created a recording with the intention of having a studio-style recorded song. And that year in high school, our band teacher had just started an elective course on audio recording technologies. That class is really what sparked my interest in recording and eventually led me to create this YouTube channel. For this cover of Not Alone, I arranged and recorded the piano track on my keyboard at home. Then I borrowed one of the high school's nice microphones and took it to a practice room during lunch and recorded a couple takes during lunch one day. And then I got on Logic and I composited all of the best parts of the takes together. This is before I even knew what compositing was. I'm thinking back. I'm sure I also used the pitch correction plugin, which was basically an auto-tune plugin. So in this recording from 10 years ago, there's not going to be any sharp or flat notes, I think. But there might be some notes that are really auto-tuned, so we'll find out. I probably worked on it on and off for a few weeks. I showed my family and they were all very proud. Then I heard it a couple of years ago again and I was very unimpressed. So I haven't listened to it in at least 5 years, but I know that last time I listened to it, I wasn't a fan. Yeah, let's experience this together. Okay.
I've been alone.
Ooh, no.
Surrounded by darkness.
It's all sung from right here.
And I've seen how heartless the world
I don't like this.
can be.
Okay, yeah, so it's very on pitch from the auto-tune.
I've seen you crying.
Oh man.
You see.
Okay. That's not what I expected.
That baby, you're not alone.
Oh no.
Our love is all we need to make it.
I was so nasally. I was all singing right from here.
Now I know it ain't easy.
Okay, a little bit of ain't easy.
But it ain't hard trying.
I can't help but just
so close to me.
Yeah, I remember that.
You tell me.
Oh, tell me. Oh.
And nothing's ever gonna bring us down.
Okay.
'Cause nothing.
The placement got a little better for a second.
Don't matter what'll come to be.
What'll come to be.
Our love is all we need.
Okay.
To make it through.
Ugh. Oh no.
I trip and stumble trying to
I trap and
make
stumble.
sense of things sometimes.
Okay. I didn't remember this many runs in there, so
I look for reasons.
That's kind of fun.
But I don't need them. And I realize that baby, you're not alone. Because you're here with me. And nothing's ever gonna take us down. 'Cause nothing to make it through.
Alright. Slowing down a little bit.
Don't matter what'll come to be.
Oh, the little voice crack.
Our love is all we need to make it through.
Honestly? Okay. Honestly, a nice little slide up at the end. Oh, let me. So, so yeah, there was a lot more runs and riffs than I remember, because I remember I was not super comfortable with doing some of that riffing during high school. So this is more than I remember. I must have been doing that earlier than I am recalling. It was so nasally. All of it was sung from right here, right in there. Don't matter what'll come to be. That's what it sounded like listening to that. I want to listen through that again. Such a small version of me singing this. Like little things like that, like the you see. sweet. Like, that's more creative and inventive than I was imagining this would be right before I started it a little bit ago.
Baby, you're
But then it just goes right
not
into baby.
alone, 'cause you're here from loving you.
Love, like even on a love, I still had so much like love, like up here.
Every time I see you smile,
I remember being like proud of that choice to deviate from the original, and especially because I had transposed it down, I like was comfortable doing some of those deviations that were higher than the original melody, because if it had been in the original key, I would not.
love is all we need.
Yeah, all we need is like a little change that I was like, this will be cool. Okay, so I'm gonna sing the song again. I'm going to do it in the same key that I sang it. Part of me does want to go back to the original key signature, but the point of this video is comparison and like contrasting 10 years of progress. For context, at this point in my life when I like made this recording, I had done a lot of singing and I was super interested in performance and music and musical theater. I mean, this cover that I did was from an internet musical that had just kind of gone viral that summer. But I had never had any like one-on-one vocal training or really learned about vocal placement clearly because I singing from here the whole time. So I'm gonna record this again, see what some of the differences are, and then share my thoughts. Let's do it! I've been alone, surrounded by darkness, and I've seen how heartless the world can be. And I've seen you crying. You felt like it's hopeless, but I'll always do my best to make you see that, baby, you're not alone, because you're here with me, and nothing's ever gonna bring us down, 'cause nothing can keep me from loving you, and you know it's true. It don't matter what'll come to be, our love is all we need to make it through. Now I know it ain't easy, but it ain't hard trying. Every time I see you smiling, and I feel you so close to me, you tell me that, baby, you're not alone, because you're here with me, and nothing's ever gonna bring us down, 'cause nothing can keep me from loving you, and you know it's true. It don't matter what'll come to be, our love is all we need to make it through. Well, I still have troubles. I trip and stumble trying to make sense of things sometimes. I look for reasons, but I don't need them. All I need is to look in your eyes, and I realize that, baby, you're not alone, because you're here with me, and nothing's ever gonna take us down, 'cause nothing can keep me from loving you, and you know it's true. It don't matter what'll come to be, our love is all we need to make it through. 'Cause it don't matter what'll come to be, our love is all we need to make it through. kind of went a little crazy there with some of the riffs and runs, but yeah, that was fun. All right, I had to turn on some lights, it got dark out. So that sat a lot lower in my range than I thought it would. In high school, I was a bass in choir, and I think I'd flip into falsetto around like an F or an F sharp. But then I went to college for musical theater, and so I was always more focused on expanding my higher belt range. And as a result, now my voice kind of sits higher than it used to when I was in high school. But even though I sang lower than I do now, my voice had such a smaller, more constricted resonance. And a lot of the change from then to now wasn't even practice. It was just my body growing and changing and my voice growing. A lot of the other 10 years later videos I saw were like drastic change between 8-year-old singing voice and 18-year-old singing voice, which like, yeah, puberty. But I think that this video like really shows that your voice can change a lot after puberty, and that learning things like vowel placement and diction and tone can like really make a big difference. And just experience and familiarity with your own singing voice. I sing every day, and 10 years of growing and learning what sounds good and learning what's healthy clearly shows. Thank you to all my music educators, like especially in high school, for giving me these musical opportunities and showing me support, especially when my voice sounded like it did. And thank you for watching. This was actually a really fun video. I had a lot of fun and it was a learning experience. I'm gonna post the audio of my new cover of Not Alone on Patreon for my patrons to download. So if you want the MP3 download of the song, consider checking it out on my Patreon page. Subscribe for more music, more videos, and until my next one, I hope you have a great day. Thank you again, and goodbye.